Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hello and welcome. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Yeah! Yes, Kevin!
People in the chat room saying, what time does this show normally start? And somebody said, I don't know how many people stopped Kevin in the hallway.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah, I had one meeting that I had to jump out for that was going to be real quick, and I ran into a salesperson.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, oh, here we go. And
Say no more.
Got a 8-minute discussion about Rocky Horror Picture Show coming to town. I know it's a little bit old maybe for your audience. I don't know. But so I was like,
and it's close. You have to do the remote. It's in Atlanta.
It's kind of tough because, I had one meeting, I had an interview, and then I had the podcast all waiting on me. And I'm like, hey, can you send me an email? Like,
I hate that feeling.
Well, and the thing that I hate, and here's the deal, because like people are going, gosh, like Kevin's such an asshole. Like you can't even talk to him. Like he just like totally blows you off and brushes you off. And I'm like, and in my head, all I'm sitting here thinking of is like people in the chat were going, so what time does this show start anyway? And
you need to send out one of those Steve Harvey memos to the building where do not look at me, don't talk to me.
I know,
just as a joke. And see what people say.
And I saw the whole Steve Harvey thing, and I did defend him to some extent because I'm like, look, I love to sit and talk with people. I really do.
But not when you're trying to work and put together a show and then get in to do a podcast that people are waiting to see.
It's unfortunate. Most people don't realize, like, I have a schedule that is down to the minute. And you push 2 minutes onto this, now that gets pushed back. And so the third thing down the line winds up you start your podcast 20 minutes late.
Kevin's a dick.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, sometimes you wind up in these catch-22 situations where it's like, I would love to smile and talk about Rocky Horror Picture Show. Well, no, I really wouldn't.
No, you would not. You would never want to do that.
That's a complete lie. But still, I want to always listen and hear someone out and smile and be friendly about it and whatever. But you hate to keep going, hey, honestly, send me an email. Like, I can't. Like, I got to go.
If there's any consolation, I actually like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You should have been in that discussion. Next time they catch me in the hall, I'll be going, I don't want to hear about this, but you know who does? And he's got nothing but time.
And then I go, you know what? Virginia loves the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Virginia, go ahead and listen.
Somebody said you should wear a disguise. You imagine, whenever I leave the studio, I put on some kind of...
Wear a mask.
Oh, that would be awesome. Can you believe it? Kevin's fucking wearing mustaches and beards
a mask and a cape, and they might not even know it's you.
Well, then they would think like, okay, the guy in the cape, that's got to be Kevin.
The best is watching Kevin leave the building. It's so stealth, and there's such a strategy behind it.
It is.
You'll go around, you'll go by the stairwell. I mean, it's a whole fucking thing.
I got in my car yesterday, my phone was blowing up. You're going, Kevin, I was stalked out trying to catch you, and you just slipped by me somehow. I actually had 2 of those calls being like, how did you get out of the building?
It wasn't by accident, motherfucker.
Because I know it's like, dude, it is some kind of like, it's like the Mission Impossible kind of thing. I'm like, I'm like out of the building. I'm like, remember Tom Cruise? And like, that's how I leave work every dun. There
was one time I was looking through the window, and you walked around the corner, and you looked left, you looked right, you stopped, you walked, stopped again, and then you took off to the elevator. It was the funniest shit.
Watching me leave work is unbelievable. And you go down there, and it's like a comedy show, and there's like salespeople like waiting on the stairs and like all over the place. Like, hey, Kev, whoa, and you're ducking. It's like O.J. Simpson through the airport in that old commercial.
You're driving out of the parking lot, and someone's holding on the mirror. Kevin, can you what's your availability at 9 o'clock on Saturday?
Somebody said, Kevin, all you gotta do is wear a wig and a loose-fitting shirt. They never notice. A loose-fitting shirt.
What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
I was driving out of the parking lot yesterday, picking my nose, and locked eyes with one of our coworkers. I was like, "Argh." That's uncomfortable.
I did what Denny's did.
Half my finger was in my nose.
I pulled out in front of one of our salespeople, and I recognized them, but they did not recognize me. And they're like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," flipping me off. I'm like, "Dude, I work with you. I didn't mean it. I'm such a bad driver." They didn't know it was me, but I know who they were.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when everybody, because we're rushing out of the parking lot, and then other people are rushing in to the parking lot, and you often have that thing, and there's a lot of odd exchanges that happen. I was like, the same thing. I think probably the day you saw me, I had just eluded 3 salespeople.
That's
I was
good.
in
That's
the
real
car.
good.
I was successful at the end, but I saw
one pop up in your back seat.
No, I saw Jeff, who was trying to get me. He was walking out of the building. I'm like going, I can't make eye contact, and he was coming to his car, and so here I am. So I take off. And I get to the thing, and all of a sudden I get cut off this white Audi. And I'm like going, oh, of course you get to cut people off because you're in an Audi. Oh, hey, Elizabeth.
Our boss.
Oh, head boss.
Yeah, you're not safe from any of it until you reach the racetrack. Even in the parking lot.
I don't
And
even
then you're
go.
not safe in the racetrack for different reasons.
I don't go by the racetrack anymore. I go straight because no one goes all the way down to the end of the street. I even have a stealth back exit that I leave.
I wasn't kidding. I've been in the bathroom before with salespeople, and I'm trying to piss. So can you do this? They're selling you in the shitter. One guy was on the commode before.
I know. They're amazing. I love their tenacity. I mean, that's what you got to do in sales. But yeah,
you're right.
It does create for some comedy, and unfortunately, late starts when it comes to the podcast. So I do apologize. We're trying our best, but man, it's quite a crazy game of dodgeball when you get out of here.
The other thing that's tough about this building, if you have any kind of beef or drama with anybody, we've got this elevator, and sometimes you are stuck in the elevator with the person you have beef with. That gets really uncomfortable.
Yes, it does.
Big time. Because I'll still always try to talk, even if the person doesn't like me. So, how's you eating egg salad lately? Like, wait, what? Just to make a conversation.
There are some people, there's the building manager, still the one guy that I just get on there, and there's just silence. He don't want to talk to me, and I'm like, I got nothing to say to him.
I actually would talk to him.
I would too. He's one of those dudes that's kind of like tough to talk to. I was talking to somebody in the building, and if you listen to the show yesterday, I was talking about I heard gunshots when I was getting ready for the show a couple days ago.
You heard like weird footsteps and gunshots.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was. Yesterday morning.
Yeah, it was yesterday morning. I'd heard that. It was about 4 a.m. out front of the building. And I called 911 because I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. And I figured, hey, you probably ought to do it. I mean, if somebody just got hit with a bullet, they would probably appreciate a quick ambulance service. So
sure.
I did it for that reason. And it's just, they'll teach you in this building, don't call 911. Like, I had to talk to our building manager, our office manager yesterday, and today I've got like a second round of interviews with people. I'm like, look, I heard footsteps, I heard 8 gunshots, I filed a police report, I told you what it is. Now I got to call somebody today, and I'm like,
what?
Yeah. And all of a sudden, the guys, they said, well, what were you doing, Kevin?
I heard the building manager had a conversation with somebody down the hall. I won't reveal their identity.
I think I know who you're talking
about.
I
do too.
And she was like, she was kind of like a
dick about it?
Yeah. And it was just like, well, I didn't see any shell casings, and kind of like calling into doubt the whole thing.
We're not saying your building's not safe. That's not what it is. I'm sure they took it personal.
I think so. Yeah, I think, and he was like, I think kind of like trying to say that maybe it was just fabricated and made up. Like I had nothing to do.
2 different people heard it from 2 different offices that were not together.
Just
right,
so
I went
you know,
down the hall and I'm like, did you guys hear that? And they're like, yeah. Jen was like, yeah, the gunshots. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like I just want to make sure I wasn't imagining things.
Just so you know, this same person you're speaking of fabricated a whole story about me and Denny's that got us in a lot of trouble, and it was not true.
Yeah.
So this person's trying to bring us down.
Here I am now. He's like trying to call in to like that I'm just up in the morning. Like I'm sitting in my office being like, God, I'm bored, man. What can I do? Just pulling my pud, be like, hey, let's call 911. Tell them we heard gunshots.
I got nothing better to do.
That might be my favorite term for penis, pud.
Yeah. That's all I do. 4 a.m., that's what Kev's doing. I'm not doing any work. I'm just sitting there yanking my pud.
Remind me to get here early.
Yeah. That's why I get here early.
I'm going to Snapchat this.
Oh, I'm going to be playing with my pud later on. I love the term pud.
Yeah, so I got to deal with that. I got a call today because now I'm being called on the carpet about like I didn't really hear gunshots. I'm like, you know what? Fine. I didn't hear gunshots. I don't care.
You
win. Just let it go away. I don't have time for this. I'm not going to be making a call.
I'm doing you guys a favor. I'm trying to be a nice guy
right,
and save somebody that I believe is bleeding out in the parking lot. I don't give a shit if there were or weren't gunshots. I think it has nothing to do with the building if it's safe or not. Yeah. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Next time you think you hear gunshots, be like,
nah, I'm not calling
probably
nothing.
Not. No.
It's too much trouble.
It is. Like, gosh, why do we have to make everything so difficult?
They are so annoying.
You know what? You throw one fucking jack-o'-lantern off of the balcony and everything goes to shit. Ugh. That's really what happened. It all comes back down to the jack-o'-lantern.
We didn't have good stuff going with that cat before, so.
You're right. That was.
You had to meet with the guy that was in the parking lot yesterday?
No, today I got a call. No, I had to talk to Patty, who's our, she's in charge of all things here, and I had to file a report with her.
Oh, my gosh.
And now today there's somebody else I got to call because they want to do a full interview with me. And
Do they have a lead? Is that why they're doing that?
No, they just have to. They have to do the proper paperwork to say
Is
that
it a
they're doing
cop
it.
or is it a building person?
It's somebody with the building.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of security person. But it's like the thing going into it now, I'm a little suspect because I think the dude has been like throwing shade on my story. Like, okay, well,
Are we talking about Tons of Fun?
Yeah, we didn't find any casings.
That dude hates us.
So I think he's like, I think
that dude.
That's the guy that's the guy that got me and Denny's in trouble.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even take a meeting with that dude.
No, I'm not taking a meeting with him. I got to talk to somebody else, but I think it's because of it. Because I think they're like going, well, we don't want to make this. This is going to be like on our public file. Like if people want to see before they move in, oh, there were gunshots in your parking lot. So they probably want to try to expunge that. And so I think the point is they're trying to make me look like I just fabricated it. So now
my God.
You're
what
the
I'm
radio
gathering,
guy.
From now what I'm gathering, I'm in this thing where it's like I got to prove, like, you know what? Fine. I fucking made it up. At this point, I don't care. You're right. Here's what was happening. It was 3:55. I was jerking off all over my computer.
You can't say you made it up because then they already want a reason to kick us out of this building.
He's not going to say
then
that.
you give them a reason to be all...
He's just doing a little joking rant.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Don't take that part seriously. That's... an alliteration.
Yes.
That's exaggeration.
No, but you're right. The building manager, the guy you're speaking of, he has said things about me and Denny's, which created a lot of doubt. It got me in trouble. Got me in a meeting. It was you're lying. There's footage. There was no footage, and the same shit is going to happen to you, where he's going to tear down your credibility.
Yeah. Now I'm hearing all this secondhand, so but just. That's what I'm expecting I might be getting into. So I always like to try to mentally prepare myself because you don't want to walk into a call and then all of a sudden you're like going, wait, are you guys like trying to...
Are you saying I'm making this up?
Yeah, you guys, yeah. So I like to be able to work things through and say,
Look, I don't have time for this.
Right.
This is what happened. Believe me or don't believe me, it's the truth. Bye, bitch.
Right.
I would hang up so fast.
And I guess the war rages on between us and them.
I don't even want to more. I don't have time. I'd be peaceful with them. It'd all be good. It's just, some people they have that demeanor sometimes. You're like, oh man, I'd like to break the ice. I like to be pals. I like to be able to chat when we get on the elevator, all that kind of good stuff. Just I don't know where we break the ice here, man.
See, I know me and you. If that guy did say, all right, let's be cool with one another, me and you would
be cool in a heartbeat. Everything
we'd be cool in
forgiven
a
and
heartbeat.
forgotten.
Virginia, I have a feeling, would not let it go.
It's a trap. If he's being cool to you, it's a motherfucking trap. That guy ain't cool.
No.
He hasn't been cool day one in his life.
I agree that he's not been cool to us because really, ultimately, what it comes down, it came down to that first thing we did out in the parking lot. We were going to do a big kind of bit. There was a big machine out there, and he came up and said, you guys can't do that. But the way he did it wasn't very cool. He was kind of a dick about it, and I was live on the air, so I got to fucking ham it up.
Well, our views on how we deal with our jobs are in direct conflict because ours is we do crazy stuff to get people to talk, and we have a studio that's based here, and so we're always doing those kind of things. The way he interprets his job and what his role is to keep this building as quiet, as clean, and as safe as it possibly can. And so therein lies the conflict of where our job objectives cross each other. And so there's inevitable conflict. There was going to be from the second we walked in here,
We need to do this show from a field with a hut in it.
Think about how many feuds we have had throughout the years with people. I mean, this is just one of many.
Yeah, get in line. I'm not scared of you.
Can't imagine why
manager.
we have feuds.
We had so many. We had feuds at our old station. Remember when we put all
and
kind
we'll
of.
have feuds when we get fired here too with the next guy.
I feel like we're pretty cool with the at least the shows here in the building.
Yeah.
I feel like we are.
I feel cool with
beef.
everybody, minus the and I wish we could change that.
I do too, actually. Mm-hmm. I know Vicious V doesn't.
Yeah.
She wants to keep it going.
No, I don't want any discontent amongst any human being. I would like it all to be peaceful and let's put it behind us. But yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
He is not to be trusted.
I'm not saying I trust him, but it would be like, okay, at least let's have conversations.
Done.
In Virginia's, if you are even close to being somewhat of an outsider and you fuck up at the level he's fucked up, no forgiveness will be given.
That's it.
He can never, ever.
You're out of the nest.
No matter how much he repents, there's no way that guy will ever be in Virginia's circle.
Yeah.
Never.
No, he's done.
He's done.
You're dead to me.
Like he cares.
Oh, he doesn't care. He hates us.
On the flip side of humanity, it's writing itself. Tim Tebow is going to be a president someday. I believe that. I think if he stepped into politics, I don't know where he is. I think Tim Tebow, if he ran seriously, would win governor of Florida if he went the next time.
I don't doubt that. There's a lot of people that really do just buy into what he stands for. Whether, and I'm not even talking on a religious, just the fact that he stands for doing things the right way.
And I think the only thing that would stand in the way of us one day saying President Tebow would be he doesn't want it. That's the only thing. I think if he wanted it, he could have it. I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, he could do it right now. And I wonder if he is he laying groundwork, or is this stuff just happening? Like today, he's with Senator Marco Rubio in Big Pine Key. He's going to be meeting with local officials, volunteers, thanking them. He's also going to be distributing food, all that kind of stuff. And, of course, cameras are going to be all over him.
Well, he knows when he brings and lends his celebrity to a cause, that cause becomes, just magnified, and more people do help out. They hear about what Tebow has done. That inspires other people to be charitable. That's a very good thing to do with your celebrity.
And is that the end of it? Like, is he doing any of it with even just the thought in the back of his head?
Doesn't he want to be in the sports game, though? Isn't he trying to be a commentator?
He is a commentator, and he's very good. He does college football for the SEC Network, which is tied to ESPN.
I would say it doesn't really even matter if he does have that, if he's got aspirations of being a governor or whatever, because he's still getting results done. He still do, and I do believe Tim Tebow, in his heart, he wants to do good things. Part of it's probably strategy too.
Yeah, I just want him, to me, and I know he would be doing this regardless, and I believe in the how genuine he is and how much he wants to help. But I wonder if a thought has flickered through his mind where he said, "Boy, if I ever want to run for office, this is really going to help." Or if he's saying, you know what, I'm going to do the commentator thing maybe 5-10 years, and then I'm going to jump into it. Because he's spending, keep in mind, the football thing, that's 4 months out of the year. He's got 8 months, and he does the baseball thing, which he's doing right now. But we all know that's probably going to be trailing off here in a couple years. So he's going to be...
I'm glad you come to grips with it.
Yes. Come on.
Okay, thank you.
He's going to be in his early 30s, and he's going to be looking at 8 months out of the year where he doesn't really have much going on.
I bet you he's going to make a lot of money doing those speaking engagements, going on the talk circuit. He's going to write a book. He's going to do a lot of stuff like that. Politics is a different realm. I think you have to have that sneaky beast within, and I don't think he's got it.
He could also even go down the world of being a coach, a manager, like stuff like that. The longer he stays in sports just in general, he's getting leadership skills.
Yeah. I think he's going to do something in the public eye. I think it's going to be either he's going to stay on TV or he's going to jump into politics. And I can tell you right now, because he's hanging with two Republicans. He was just with Governor Rick Scott last week in a shelter in Jacksonville, getting a lot of TV time on that. He's hanging with the Republicans, and it seems like it would fit probably a little bit more with what his agenda is. They have got to be, if someone's not already approached him, they've got to be drilling. They've got to be saying, we would give you whatever you want. And they probably say, you name the office, we will get you in it.
But Virginia's right, though. Politics, man.
You have to have that side to you, I think. And he might just be trying to be a guy doing good things.
And you're right.
He definitely is a guy trying to do good things.
He can make, a career for the rest of his life, going to speaking games. Just doing inspirational talking would be
Those
amazing.
speaking engagements pay big bucks for a guy like him.
I just wonder, are you going to see Tim Tebow in politics? If so, when and what office?
I wouldn't be shocked if he saw it, and I think he would do good, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he just did lectures his whole life as well.
I tell you, you want to talk about, I can't think of anybody any more electable right now.
The Rock.
The Rock.
You think so?
The Rock's older, and The Rock has that worldly knowledge and verbal skill thing down so good.
Obviously, not everyone's going to vote for The Rock.
The Rock would romance the voter.
But I think The Rock would generate a big buzz. It would get people really into wanting to.
And the thing is, too, keep in mind it is Florida, and so we may have a different perspective, or I may, being, inundated with Tebow as much, and the rest of the country may not be as much.
Look,
if you ran for a national office.
Someone sent me another comment. Why are you always hating on Tebow? I think Tim Tebow is a great person. I think he's a great human. I think he's a great athlete. All I said was, when it comes to making the majors and coming into the minor leagues, Motherfucker needs to learn how to hit a curveball. That's it. And I say motherfucker very, very affectionately.
Yeah. Did you call Tim Tebow, motherfucker?
I call my own parents that.
In a loving way.
It's meant lovingly.
Look, I learned this kind of language on the ball field.
Yes.
If Tebow can't handle ball field talk.
Dude, I mean, some of the worst shit ever said is in the dugout. Or,
Oh, he's definitely heard it.
oh, yeah.
Got pretty, honestly, you want to talk about like pretty cush lives, though. I mean, if you had like swap out with somebody, Tebow's life would be pretty cool. I mean, he gets to play baseball a little bit. He gets to go to all these great college football games on TV.
Super posh
Gets to help.
life.
Yeah.
He could pretty
Gets
much
to help
write
people.
his own ticket, whatever ticket he wants.
You're wanted by so many women. I mean, we had a call today, a woman saying, yeah, I make my husband dress up like Tim Tebow because that's who I want. I mean, but you've got that thing of like, no, none of you can get me, but you all want me.
I don't, you know
That
what?
makes them want you more.
I know.
That's the bird.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
What was I going to say? I got fucking witchy woman over here blocking my thoughts with her spells.
Yeah, it worked.
Oh, what I was saying was I wouldn't want to be Tim Tebow only for the fact that it's a lot of pressure to be good. I mean, I'd have one cocktail. I'd be
He
like,
is good, though.
Yeah,
That's the thing. He is just good to the core.
If you're awful, it's hard to be good.
Yes.
But if
Any of
you're-
us would struggle.
But
I
if
mean,
you're good, I mean, he's just like, dude, this is like
He's
every
just
day.
being him.
This is just me being me, man. This ain't a struggle.
I think I'm picturing the first interview as Tim Tebow. I'd have a couple whiskeys down my throat.
Yeah,
already.
for you, yeah, it'd be the worst thing ever. But yeah, for Tim Tebow, he's like, if somebody big, hey, Tim, have a whiskey. Be like, I'm good, thanks.
I think have a whiskey.
He would
Shit,
never
yeah.
drink a whiskey.
Yeah.
No, but I guess I understood the game. I thought you were swapping out. You're now Tebow. You're living his life, and I thought if you were living his life, it comes with great pressure.
I think if you are Tebow, it's easy. It just comes naturally.
What's going on in this window over here?
Denny's is getting all kinds of ladies. Look at that. He's got a room full of the chicky poos in there.
He's holding court.
What is
Yeah,
all that
he is.
about?
Look at him. Ladies love LL Cool D.
You think ladies love Tebow? Ladies love Denny's.
Look at that.
What
huh?
is going on in
He
there?
is bringing them in.
Denny's. I
Wow.
mean, there's a hens. As far
Wow.
as the eye can see. What
I
are
got
you
every
doing?
girl having me guess how many partners they've had.
Oh, let's play that
I
game.
kind of feel like I've been nailing it over
You
here.
want to play right now? Who wants to play? Who wants to play?
Well, I've already done everybody.
How did he do? How many people did? How many people did he play? Okay, we had 5. Okay,
Four.
four,
Or
5.
five.
Okay, how many did he get right? 3 out of 5. 4
4
out of 5.
Okay,
4
who,
out of
Golly.
5 is good.
Danny, who's the most promiscuous?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Look at him keeping secrets.
Okay.
Basically called Estelle a whore.
Yeah, he did.
Ah.
He basically did. It was more than half. So
I guess a little higher. She's out at events. She's social, so I imagine she has more exposure to meet people. So I guess a little bit higher on the stuff.
Oh, I want the details when we are home later. I want to know all the dirt about every girl in here, Denny's. Oh, I'm so excited.
I bet you
we're gonna
are.
Ham out all day. That's great.
Oh, it's so juicy.
Oh, it is. You're doing a better show than we are right now.
I know we should switch. We'll go in there. You guys come in here.
As you guys were. As you
We're
were.
talking about how great Tim Tebow is. Please, get your asses in here.
I'm out.
Tebow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is. They were.
He had him worked into a frenzy.
You know what? That's a great. Even if you have no skill, which I don't know that he really does.
He does it.
Yeah, I was
He's
gonna
he
say,
only
what a
does it-
great act.
Only does it for girls.
What a
It's
great
perfect.
gimmick.
It
Yeah,
was
don't do
so-
it for guys. Who cares?
It was so funny when you were responding to, like, I don't think this is a real thing, but I guess I'll try it out. I'm not buying. You weren't buying it from the get.
No, I'm like, this is. I know this is.
But it is
It's a great gimmick.
It's a great way to talk
Smart.
to chicks.
Great gimmick.
It's smart. I mean, yeah, fellas, just, if you're that age and you're trolling for the poon, just go and be like, hey, I can guess, how many partners you've had. No, you can't. And then,
You've said two of my favorite, Pud and Poon.
yeah, I'm in the peas today.
He's trying to bring them together.
Really, isn't that what we're all trying to do? I think so. Wow. Let me see here on the life tip. Candace had sent us this little thing about talking about the happy life career balance thing. Anybody's looking to make a real good change, try You Are a Badass. It's a book. I recommend it to everybody. It has impacted me so positively. I'm grateful I found it. Free audiobook on YouTube. You are a badass.
A lot of great free shit on YouTube, man.
Mm-hmm. And she said, also some food for thought. And if it's true, I'm not sure, but it makes sense. I read that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Multiple sources and all kinds of stuff. They're always doing, like, not just one job, like 8 jobs.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys do it.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
We got to figure out that second source. I don't
think we have the first source nailed down.
I got 5 different things I'm looking at, and I think if I get in them, I'm going to fail at all 5.
Shit.
I really do. That's my problem. I'm going, because I'm playing them through in my head. I'm like going, okay, this is an opportunity. And then I play back, and the final scene is like me putting the close forever sign on there. And then,
Close forever. Like melt.
It'll never open again.
and that might be my problem, but you know.
You know what, though? I like go-getter Kev, and even if he fails, I like that. You're going for it.
One of these
gotta
days.
at least try.
Hey, I haven't failed since Miami, so I'm due for another one. I'm not failing enough. I need to step it up. Let me see. Hey, here's another interesting little thing. I've been very serious, and every single day it keeps going up more and more about possibly actually taking that leap and shaving the head. And somebody suggested this. I don't know if this helps, and I don't even know what the hell this is. Elizabeth sent this, said, hey, Kev, I agree with Jason. It's only just beginning in your looks department. It's not over. But men who are able to pull off the hot distinguished look do have to let go of the in-between hairdos where you're starting to lose some hair and it's like, okay, you're going to try to hold on to some, but you got a whole big swath of hair missing on the top of your head.
You're in hair limbo. And,
I am.
and everyone
Yeah.
can see it. Everyone knows your struggle.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in the struggle, and I've been doing that. Like, you take like the daily little pill to try to keep it, and I wear this ridiculous like laser cap 3 days a week, and
You
it's
still
just,
do that laser cap?
I do.
Do the aliens come and visit you?
I have been telling the people for years that have been recommending me this to 2 different places. I'm like, it doesn't work. They're like, oh yeah, it works. You just haven't been doing it right. And I'm going on like year 3 of this thing. I'm like, it doesn't work. Not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone else.
Has it slowed down the loss?
No, I don't think so.
You don't.
I notice it more and more.
Oh.
So I would say no. And I don't have, and they actually like do the photography stuff. So it's like, I kind of stopped messing with it. I mean, I could go in, I got a hair guy but I'm just kind of like,
So my buddy Bigfoot, he was losing his hair, and he was doing the same thing you were doing. He was caught in between. He was like, I think I just got to shave it. He was even trying to grow it out a little bit, and he finally shaved it. It was the best thing he said. He's got a good.
It
has a
works
good
for
head.
him.
It looks
And
great on him.
that's the question, does it work for you or not? And it's almost like where I think maybe what I'd do is I would jump in it and say, okay, does it work for me? And if it comes back a resounding, oh no, don't do it. Like, you got to go back. Then you let it grow back, and then you're like, okay, I got to try to save up and get another hair transplant or something.
When you shave your head, though, that's going to be a fun week of material.
I'm going to let you do it, and I want to make a video of it.
Oh, I
want to do the whole thing.
I got brand new clippers.
I want to put it out there so people can really take a look at it, and then people would be like going, okay, Kev, stay with this, or got to go back. Because when I got to go back, it'll take 3 months probably for it to grow back right to where it is right now.
Oh,
Wow, it's a big move.
It is
so
a big
excited.
move. It is a big move,
Big
but I'm
moves
getting
win.
there.
Big moves win.
Yeah.
Big moves win.
Like I said, I haven't lost in a long time. I'm due to make a huge mistake.
Things have been too good.
Hey, look, man.
For 3 years, things have been riding pretty well. I mean, I haven't had a major disaster in a long period of time.
If we do it now, it would time out great for Halloween. We at least will have a good. We can make you into a monster.
Oh, you could go as Rick Scott.
Or Jason.
And that's such a bad look. Like, you look at him and
He looks like a penis.
right, and you look at like Rick Scott.
But then
and
I look at Bigfoot. He does not look like a penis.
Well, I think the key. Here's the key. If you bick your head, you need to make sure you're getting a little bit of some sun, some color to your face. You don't want to be pasty and bald.
right.
Will you let me shade in your eyebrows a little more so they're stronger?
It would have to be, I don't know. I'm probably not going with that. And if I did, I'm trying to see some things because I think that for me, I might have to deal with some other things. Like you're right, getting a little bit of sun, figure out what to do with the facial hair. There might be some other things I got to do to adjust it to make sure that the look works for me if I do it. And I got to figure out, do I do the big head or I'll show you a couple examples of guys that went really short with it and it might look good. That's kind of an example. So I'll put that in it as well. But whatever this is, I guess if you go that short, Elizabeth had said, I saw this, maybe you'd want to try it on KVJ TV. It is scalp micropigmentation. You can get it for $200. It's a $1,000 value. It's scalp ink design, and it looks like they draw dots on your head.
That's the same thing they're doing with eyebrows now.
I saw that.
They do that for girls' eyebrows. They call it the microblading. They draw little lines.
How often would I have to do that?
I don't know. I thought I sent you a video
I
of
think
that.
it's good for a few years. I mean, I think it's almost like a little tattoo treatment.
It is. The way I was explained, it's kind of like a little tattoo thingy.
Okay. Yeah, so that might be part of what I got to try to figure out with. So I'm right now.
You should try that in your eyebrows too.
I'm right now laying the game plan. Maybe I would.
If you had stronger eyebrows, I really think it would help you balance the bald head.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had weak ass eyebrows. I think.
Look at them; they only go halfway.
Yeah. Well, they're strong. Where are they in or out? They're in stronger,
They're
right?
in strong.
In and out.
Out not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're the opposite of me. I shade mine in because my in is getting a little weak, but my out is still pretty strong. So I put more on the in than I do on the out, and it makes a big difference in your eye.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think his eyebrows look great.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know. I have fucking eyeballs.
Well, I'll document. We'll play around with it because, for me, I'm an interesting case study. Whereas there are many guys out there that look amazing, and there's no question. You'd be like going, take your hair off. You'd be like going, yeah, dude, you look fantastic. In fact, you may look better. Some guys actually look better with no hair at all.
You're right. I think Bigfoot looks amazing.
Yeah, in fact, I think he would look weird with hair.
I
I
agree.
think he's better off with no hair.
If I
God
saw
did
him with
him a
hair,
favor.
that would freak me out.
Yeah.
I believe in all of my heart and soul that if you shaved your head, if you bipped it, I think it's going to look good. When you did it before, you were younger, it was a different time, baby.
Yeah.
You got a good body going on.
Yeah.
Like I was complimenting on your skin earlier today.
Thank you. I appreciate all the compliments.
When are you giving him a blowjob?
When he wants it.
Now, on KVJ TV. We've never done this.
Okay.
It's time.
Get us 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'll blow Kevin.
Okay.
Don't we have thousands?
100,000.
Oh,
I want 100,000.
You said
I think it's
100. You said 100. I
did?
Yes.
Jason, what the fuck is
Get over there and blow it, you asshole.
Well, we got to get the 100 first.
We've already got the 100.
If you guys work really hard, I will be getting a blowjob by Jaybird tomorrow on KVJ TV here for the podcast.
100,000 subscribers.
You didn't say
Well,
that.
motherfucker, I'm saying it now.
I don't think you can go back and correct it, right, Virginia?
No,
'Cause
bet's a bet.
I said, all right, done.
We took it.
All right, whip it out. Whip out your pud.
The building manager go walking by. See, I told you.
I told you they were gay.
Yeah, so I will chronicle that, and then, we'll see, because I'm one of those guys that, who knows, hit or miss. Rick Scott should have hair. I don't know if that would
Yes.
help, but he should have something.
He does need some hair up there.
He needs something. So,
Okay,
we'll find out if I'm one of those guys, and I will do everything else that you can possibly do to do it. And then I'll have the answer. And then if it's like, Kev, you got to have, then I'm like, all right, I got to probably start saving up for another hair transplant. The thing about the hair transplants that I didn't know when I got my first one, people are going, you got a hair transplant. How is that? It covers just a small section of your head. Like the front part's strong. But I had talked to one guy one time, and he's like, yeah, I'd had a hair transplant too. I was like, or transplants. I was like, transplants? He's like, yeah, I had 5.
5.
He's like, yeah, it took 5 to fill in everything up here.
So you only had one right in the front, so you're
Had
going to have
one.
a little
Well,
patch like a Cabbage Patch doll?
Some guys, their Dr. Phil
Bert.
thing. Yeah.
Everybody else.
Right.
Everywhere else you're going to lose it. You're going to look like a Cabbage
That's another
Patch.
reason why I'm going to have to do it. Something's got to give.
Kevin the Muppet.
It is. It's like Bert from Bert and Ernie, right? Except it would be around here. How awful would that look?
Terrible. It's
Terrible.
So let me understand.
Terrible.
So they attack the part of your head that's weak. So if your back of your hair is
he
fine.
did it, and I get it, because he's like, well, let's get the first part because it'll frame your face and it'll give you.
Okay.
So I've got that front part, but you'll see like the back part of it now. That's where it's starting to lose. So
You
yeah,
turn into a donut. It's like hair, or like a hair. You have a hair.
almost.
halo.
Yeah,
You have a hair
yeah,
halo. You
yeah. I
have a hair
will.
halo.
I'll look like a monk.
You will. Friar Tuck.
Friar Tuck. So that's why you're like going, okay, so it's got to be one or the other. I think I've either got to go with the shave game, or I got to go with a hair transplant. I think typically, and I had, one of those radio station things where it was like you give us a little bit of advertising and they'll cut the rate down, but I still had to pay a little something every month. I think they're around like 10 grand.
Wow.
And that's for one.
That's
so
for one.
That one guy had spent like over 50 grand.
Trying to keep the hair.
Yeah, and then you see like an infomercial like on the overnight thing, the late night TV, and it looks so easy, and it's like, oh, it's $50. Is that working? You're like, I don't know.
You're like, oh my gosh, there's literally spraying hair on his head, and it looks great.
No, I'm not gonna do that kind of. No, I'm not gonna do any gimmicky crap. It's got to be something that's more permanent. And also, too, I don't like. I've got a little bit of that dude part in me where it's like, look, I'll put a little bit of maintenance in. I wear a little bit of
I'm still a
skin
man.
cream, but it's like, yeah, I'm a man, and it's like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna dot my head and.
Yeah, because you're a man. Dude, just shave that shit off.
I want low maintenance.
Good
yeah.
things are gonna happen when you shave the head
I hope
off.
so. That
Good
honestly
thing.
would be ideal. And like I said, it could be a complete disaster. And
Maybe you'll get a little bit of
my
a
gosh.
little poon.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get your pud wet.
You already got my butt in a frenzy just talking about it.
You're still worked up from all those chicks in Denny's office.
That was pretty
Which
awesome.
one makes his highlight reel tonight?
The one standing furthest over here to the right.
Okay.
And also one of the ones in the back. There's two that he is going to have a lot of questions for Denny's about.
Yeah.
Two.
Man, you
So-
know your boy.
I do.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Hey, you're gonna have a fun night though.
Oh yeah, come on, puds and pizza.
Yeah.
He's so curious.
That's like an event we should have.
Puds and pizza.
Guys only.
Bring your pud.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
bring the pizza.
This is a big old pizza jerk off session.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, pussies and pizza would be a lot better.
Nope, you already signed up for puds and pizza.
We're not that good.
For me personally, pussies and pizza would be better.
Nope, you're doing puds.
All right, make sure you sign up for the KVJ 5K Glow Run. Getting our teams together. You can sign up for one of our teams. Also, put in your business, too, because I'm giving shout-outs to businesses. So you get some free radio plugs when you get your employees to sign up.
That's fancy.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's $35 for an adult. So if you're a business, you lay out a couple $100 and you get a couple radio plugs, it'd be well worth more than that. So you can do something great for a charity, and you'll get some free advertisement for it as well. So go to kvj5k.com to do that. So if you're a business, make that happen. Also tomorrow night, cocktails and karaoke at Blue Martini Fort Lauderdale. Shops the Galleria on Sunrise starting at 7 o'clock. We will see y'all there. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.